right, guys, so for your Boston Massacre primary sources assignment, you are going to use two documents. So you have the Boston Massacre primary sources document, and then you have the graphic organizer. So on the Google slide, you have 5 sources. Remember, primary sources are sources that are from that specific time, okay? So these were created during the time of the Boston Massacre. And so in the 1700s. So the first source is Paul Revere's engraving A Bloody Massacre. This is one of the most famous paintings in regards to a bloody massacre or the Boston Massacre. Your next source is source B. It's a report in the Boston Gazette and Country Journal, March 12th, 1770. So this is an exact this is taken directly from that source, and that's what makes it primary. Remember, it was written in 1770 when it happened, so it makes it primary source. That's your source B. Source C, you have Benjamin Frizzle, account of the Boston Massacre. Then you have George Robert Twelves Hughes. He was an eyewitness, okay? And then you have a testimony of Captain Thomas Preston of the 29th Regiment. So each of these sources are from a different point of view or perspective, but they all are based in the immediate aftermath of the Boston Massacre. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the Boston Massacre primary sources, and then you're going to use this this graphic organizer to complete your assignment. So remember, always zoom in. And I'm sorry, guys, my computer is being slow today. Just not helpful. Maybe more. Okay. So what you're going to have here is each source has a column. So source A, source B, source C, source D, and source E. Okay. And then the scene where it took place, the weather, the time of the day, who started the fight, what weapons were being used, weapons from for the British, the colonists actions, the Captain Preston's actions, other soldiers' actions, and then the point of view, patriot, loyalist, or neutral. So some of them you might not get right. You might not get anything about Captain Preston. You might, right? So just make sure that you have, each of them should include some aspects, but if one of these on this side you don't get from your primary sources, so say you don't have the time of day, all you need to put is say not included in source. Okay, but only if it's actually not included. So you're just going to use source A. If you're doing source A, you're going to come here, source A, and some of it you might have to look. This one's a little bit trickier, so you're going to have to see, okay, we can tell that this is blue, right? We can see what weapons there are. Source A is the hardest, but I just want you to try to get as much information from this document that you can. And that's it.